Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about some important concepts, that is operators. Okay, so why we use operators? We use operators for like taking the decisions based on the operands, whatever the values you give, whether it can be logical things, or it can be like arithmetic things, or it can be a boolean things. So many things are there. But now, as of now, we have started with the arithmetic operators, how we are going to do addition, subtraction, multiplications. So that is called as uh, arithmetic operator. Okay. And the second one, what we have done, we have seen the relationship operator. Relationship operator, what we'll see, greater than, less than, okay, greater than equal to or less than equal to. Then what we have seen, logical operator. Okay. In this relationship operators, there is something called as assignment operator. Okay. So what is the difference in between equal to and double equal to? Anyone of you?
Double
What is
equal
the
to
diff?
is for
Yeah.
comparing, and equal to is for assigning a value.
Okay. Double equal to is for comparing. Equal to is for assignment. That is called as equality operator. Sorry. Okay. Assignment is this is equal to. Okay. This is equal to. This is an assignment operator. This is an equal to operator, whether they are same or not. And there is one more not equal to. Okay. So this is about the equality operator. Then what we have seen? We have seen the logical operators. What is a logical operator? Okay. It can be and or not. And means what is the rule we have identified? If any of the first value is false, okay, what is meant by false for us? Either it should be empty text or it can be zero. If any of the any of the uh, values x or y, or if it is having 10 things like x y z x and y and something like that, if there are 10 values also, whichever the value which comes fail as first, right, any one of these two, that will be displayed. If nothing is there, like no such things, no I mean like empty string or zero are there in a expression whatever we are trying to evaluate, okay, in them I mean no failed condition is there, then whichever the value we have got, we will get at the end, right, so that particular value we will be displaying it on the screen. Okay, that is called as what do you say, um, that is called as and. Okay, then there is r tries for whether any of the conditions are true or not. True means, okay, if any of the first or the second or third or fourth or whichever it is, okay, if we find the value something, some text or some number or some anything, something content other than zero and empty string, if we identify whichever it is in the first condition, then we will be displaying that. Okay, so here and operator will be looking for false, and here we'll be looking at least one, any one among those things is true or not. Okay, so this is about the and or operator. There is something called as not. Not is nothing but negation. Negation of 10 is equal to minus 10. If it's plus 10, then it will be minus 10. Okay. Like that, if something you give negation means it is not. Okay. Not operator. You have to make sure where you have to apply there only like you have to apply it. It is for negation things. It's not like comparing two different values, converting it from positive to negative, negative to positive, all those things. Okay, and next, till here we have discussed about the operators. We still have bitwise operators, we still have shift operator, and we still have assignment operator, that is equal to operator, where increments and decrements and everything you have. Okay, so and ternary operator. Okay, so these are about the remaining things which we are going to discuss. Okay, so now let's go ahead with bitwise operator. What is bitwise operator? What can be called as a bitwise operator? Okay, see, when you are going to say um, uh, like bits means only the time, bits or bytes means only the time they are actually some numbers. Okay, bitwise operators can apply only to the numbers, only to the numbers. Okay, and one more important thing, okay, you can apply it, but you should apply it, you cannot apply this bitwise operator to 0.5. Okay, floating numbers you cannot apply. Okay, either you should be having some integer to apply. Okay, that is the first thing. Okay, only to the integer and boolean you can apply. First 2 points, remember. Anytime bitwise operator is applicable only for integers and booleans. Okay, and it is for only numbers. That is the first thing. Okay, you have to remember. But if you try to by mistakenly apply for any other things, okay, you will be getting the error. Okay, now what are different bitwise operators? Say um, example, and is a bitwise operator, or is a bitwise operator. Wildcard, this cap thing is also bitwise. Negation is also a bitwise. Left shift, right shift means these two symbols. Okay, these are all called as bitwise operator. Okay, so now we will see one by one which condition it will satisfy for the numbers one, and when we should use. Okay, or when we should use. Or means bitwise or we should say. Okay, it is not okay, give me a second, guys. I will open it, the new one. Don't save. Okay, let me see if I am connected to the correct router. No. Am I audible, Teja?
Yes, audible.
Yes,
Oh
Raghav.
God. Okay, fine. Uh, let's come back. Okay. So when we are going to first we have to learn when we have to use one. As I said, and when we are going to use, or when we are going to use, not where we are going to use. Same way only you should learn. You should learn like what is when we have to use and. So first we'll use and. This is bitwise operators. This is also on, but this is also on. This can be applied for anything, but this is not like that. This bitwise and is applied for only integer. So when we have to use, if both if both bits are 1, then the result is 1. Otherwise 0. Okay, remember that. Okay, now what I'm going to say here is, if I have, let me change the same condition itself what we have used earlier. Okay, why is it so? Why it is not opened? Launch date. Did it come here? No. Okay, why Jupyter one? Don't know why Jupyter is not getting launched today. I'll use Python interpreter, idle. Python idle. Okay, waiting for it. Python. Mhm. Python idle. Okay, I have it here. I'll use that only. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hope you're able to see this. Okay. Let's get back. Take this. This. Okay. Okay. This ideal you're able to see, right? Huh? Robin? Python ideal you're able to view it?
Raghav,
Yeah,
half of
Okay. Now?
no. It's a gray screen.
Full? Full,
No,
right?
it's a gray screen now.
Oh, let me stop sharing and why I'll just give me a second. I don't know why this is taking so long time. That's why let me close this Anaconda and open it once again. Okay. Yeah, guys, I've got it. Okay. Now let's go ahead with our as usual business. Uh, yes. So on. Okay. Now, so bitwise operators. Okay. First things first. Okay. I have 10. Okay. In between which thing I have to use first, we'll see that. Okay. 10 and 5. Whether we can use it or not. In between two integers. Yes. Whether
yes.
we can use it or not. Yes. Okay. It returns something. Okay. Forget about what it returns, why it returns, everything. Okay. Then I have 10 and 10.5. Okay. Now, will it return something to me or not?
Error.
It should work or not?
Yes,
Error. As I said, it won't work with floats or anything. Okay. Huh? Okay. So now the thing here is if you have something like this, okay, and if you are trying to get the result of what do you say? Uh, yeah, let me put it like this so that you won't have any confusion. Okay. So what I'm saying here is, okay, if both the bits, okay, if both the bits, okay, are 1, then it will be going to provide you uh, what do you say? Uh, it is going to provide you the I mean, like when first of all we should know when it will turn out to be the false. Okay, if you have both left side, okay, like and right side, okay, if they both of them are 1, then the result is 1, else it will be returning you zeros like that. Okay, now first thing what I said on that particular day, okay, if you are trying to do the logical operators, okay, then uh, I mean, not logical operators, what we are mainly checking, first we are checking the first operand and then we are moving to the second operand. That is what we are doing, right? Am I correct, guys? Guys,
Yes, Raghav.
okay. Till there it is okay, right? First, let us
Yeah.
see this. There are conditions, what do you say? Uh, in each every one of these what do you say uh, bitwise operators. So bitwise operators, okay, is used for trying to identify or returning. I'm trying to expect whether it is any bit related something is there or not. Example I would like to give you. say if both are like 1, okay, and 1, okay, now it gave me 1. If I have just see 1 and 0, okay, what you have observed now 5, 4 and 1, okay, it returned something uh, 0 0 0 like that to me. Okay, once again, uh, I will show you. Just see that and let me know what you have observed. 5, 1 and, okay, 10 and 5. Now see 20 and 20. Let me know what you made out of this particular pattern. I just want to know. Beginning I have put something and end I have put something. Between also I have put something. What you have made out of it?
If
Did you
both
make
are
that?
same,
Yes, and one more condition. Both are same.
then
Okay.
it is
Okay.
printing the same number, otherwise it is printing a 0.
Okay. I'll put this. What? Wait. Okay. Now both are same, right?
Yeah, so it is printing that number only, whatever it is there. It is 0, so 0. It is 20, so 20.
Okay. You mean to say that whichever it is there, so that
Yeah,
number. Okay.
it is
See,
printing.
yeah, for 0, consider it is like AND operator, it will be getting 0. What they're doing is logical AND operator, if both bits are true. Where it comes the true for this AND is, okay, if both bits are same bits, okay, or both bits are 1. Remember that. If both bits are same bits or both bits of 1, okay, then it will return the same value. First, you are logically comparing. Okay, both are there or not. Apart, if any one value is different, okay, with other one, then it will return you some different results. Okay, correct, right? Now, I want to know 4 is there, okay, and 5 is there. What should it return? You tell me this. What it
Zero.
should return? 4 it has returned. Why is it? Which condition it went 0? Just check that. Which condition it went, check, just check that. If you clearly observe, okay, I've taken 10 and 5, okay, then what happened? It gave me the 0. Okay, now I'll take 5 and 4. 3 rules to be remembered, so that is the reason. Now I got again 4. Why the same thing is not applicable to 10 5? Why it is applicable for this? Confusion? Huh?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So just remember what do you say, the Boolean operator, how it works. Okay, its main intention where you have to use it. Okay, internally it is working, acting with your bitwise related data. Okay, some sort of uh, you know. Let me share you. Uh, yeah, where it is? Yeah, this one. Mm, Paint. We have to finish this soon. Where it is, pa? Where it is? Where it is? Paint. Yeah, it is here. Okay. Things to be remembered. Okay. Okay. Here. See, what it will be doing is it will be like you have 4 and 5. Okay. Now 4 is like this: 0, 1, 0, 0. 5, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay. Now what it is doing is it is doing, okay, AND operation. Okay. It is doing the AND operation. Okay. Let us see. Now what what is the AND operator? What is the AND operator? AND operator means both should be true. Correct, right? First thing. Correct, right? Consider this is 0 is true and 1 is 0 is false, 1 is true. So 0, 1, what will happen? True, true, what happens? 0 into 1, what happens?
Zero.
Right? 0 into 1,
Zero.
0. 0 into 0,
Zero.
0. 1 into 1,
1.
0 into 0.
Zero.
What is the equivalent value? 2 to the power
4.
of 0 is equal to 1. 2 to the power of 1 is equal to nothing is there. Okay, here 0. Okay, here also 0. What we have got? Only 4. Correct, right? Okay, correct, right? This value, binary value is 4 only, right?
Yes.
Okay, now we will get back and see whether we will get it. We'll take another one more. Okay, 5 we will take. Okay, okay, first we'll see. Okay, I don't want to put lot of time. What they are doing, I'll let you know. Okay, if you see this, they are trying to do it in that particular way. Okay, okay. Now I want to tell you, if you do the same thing with 5 into 4 also, you will get the same, right? 4 only you will get. Will you get 5? No, right? 1 2s are 2. 2 1s are 2. It is nothing difference. Robin, got confused somewhere?
Raghav, I'm good. Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah,
What is bitwise? Just we are taking the converting the 4 into binary data bits. We are converting into bits. Equivalent of 4 is equal to 0 1 0 1 0 0. Okay. Equivalent of um, 5 0 1 0 1. Okay. Just remember this. That's why I said if both equal to 1, if both equal to 1, that's why I didn't mention it properly, because this confusion should come into your mind so that you will segregate what is the difference in between logical operator and what is the bitwise operator. And logical operator, and we were working on the variables. If the first value is empty or 0, that thing it has to come. If someone asks you what is the bitwise operator, first thing it has to come, oh, first I have to convert. Okay, that is the reason why I said you should be using only the numbers or boolean. Boolean means what? Anyhow, it will be converting it to 1 or 0. Correct, right? Integer numbers, yes, any integer number you can convert it into binary. Okay, and means what you are doing? 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 is 4, is 4. Okay, because the first bit will be 0. This will be second bit will be 2. That will be also 0. This will be fourth bit, that is 4 will be putting. 4 will be represented in binary as 0 1 0 0. Okay, and 5 will be represented as the last bit x. You have to add one more 1. Okay, because 4 plus 1 5. So it will be 5. Okay, and now you have to perform the remaining thing, like what it is. First 0 into 1, because AND operator we are using. First you have to put 0. Okay, 0 into 0, then you have to put 0. Okay, 1 into 1, Now the condition comes, boss, both bits are same. Okay, now I'll put 1. Okay, next what it is there? 0 into 0, that is also 0. Now it should be clear for you guys. Is it clear? Now what we have got the result as 4 again. Okay, so that is the reason why we have 4 into 5 or 5 into 4. Anything you do it multiplication, you will be getting as 4 only. Is this clear for you or not, first of all? People,
Yeah, clear, Raghav.
Teja, you want me to explain once
Yes.
again?
No, it's clear.
Sure, huh?
Yes.
Robin, no issues, right? We can proceed. Okay, let's see. Someone is there? Who else is there? Okay, okay, fine. So this is called as what do you say? Bitwise operator. Same thing is applicable for bitwise operators as OR is also there. Let's get back. Okay, now I want to do OR. OR means anyone is true, it is true, right? Correct, right? Anyone is
Yeah,
true, it will become 1. Okay, now tell me 0, 1, what you will get? First
1,
one, 0. Okay, here we will get. Okay, we got 1. Okay, now 0, 0,
0,
perfect. Okay, next 1, 1.
1, 1,
Okay, then 0, 0,
0,
0. So what is the value?
5,
5. Let us see whether we'll get 5 or not. Okay, 5 or 4 or 5. 4 or 5. Let us see what we'll get. What we got? 5. Correct, right? Now this value is equivalent to 5 only, right?
yes,
Yes, that is called as. You will convert the integers into bit and you will perform the actions. Both bits are 1, then only you have to use it. Else, you have to display it as 0. That's it. Okay? Guys, have you got? Okay.
yeah,
Now, uh, there is something called as what do you say? This what we say this one? What operator is this? I don't remember the name seriously. Um, Let me show you guys. Carriage operator. This is called as what? Wildcard. What it is?
XOR.
XR only.
Yes.
Sure. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. I don't remember, guys. Sorry for that because I only know the symbols. Okay. Okay. Now, when we are going to get XOR, that is one more important point. Just remember, okay, if both bits are different, then you will get 1. If both bits are different, then you will get 1. If both bits are same, then you will get 0. Correct, right? So, XOR, what we have to use, let's take it. Okay. Now, remove it. Okay. When we are going to get, if both bits are different, then we will get 1. Okay. Now, you tell me 0, 0. Both bits are same or different?
same,
Same. What we'll get?
1,
0. 0. Both bits are different, then we will get 1. Both should be different. Okay. Huh? If both
okay,
bits are different, then we will get 1. XOR means that is what? Okay. It is
okay,
for OR, it is reverse. Okay.
okay,
Okay. It will be like R, but we don't consider if something as it is just like R, but we don't consider like even if or both of them are true, that also condition we won't consider it here. That's it. Okay. If both bits are true again here, what? 0. If both bits are same, it will be 0. Now the both bits are same or not? Yes, it is.
same,
Now both bits are different. Correct, right? 0, 1 and 0 is first one, 1 is second one. So both bits are different. Okay, if you see this one, okay, this one and this one are same, so we will get 0. This one and this one both are same, so we will get 0. This one and this one both are same, we will get 0. This one and this one both are different. A is 0 and B is 1, so that is the reason why we are getting 1. Okay, now let us see. New. Okay, I have 4 and I have this carriage XOR as, okay, and I have 5. Let us run 1. Correct, right? This equivalent to 1. Nothing is there. It will be like looking little complex, but once if you get into confusion and then it gets clarified, okay, means like on your own, if you are able to get it clarified, then it won't create any confusion at all. Okay, so this is something called as this thing. Okay, now complement is also there. Okay, which we are not going to use any point of time. What it will do is, like, if you say complement of, where it is, complement of 5 means negation of 5. Okay, so what is the Boolean value of 100? Or okay, uh, 20 I will give. Okay, let's see what it is. Boolean value of, sorry, Boolean, what is the binary value of 20? Okay, sorry, I gave by mistake Boolean. Okay, binary value of 20. Only remove this particular thing and consider only this thing. Okay, this is the value of value in the actual 0b that designates that it is a binary. That's it. 0x designates it is hexadecimal. 0 B designates as 0O designates as octet, but we are using binary. Now 100 value is this thing, 20 value is this thing. Okay, because this is 16 and this is 4, 16 plus 4, 20. Okay, just remember that. Now I am trying to do negation of 20. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, negation of, where it will, negation of 20. Okay, let me run this. Okay, minus 21 you have got. Okay, negation is nothing but bitwise complement. Okay, what happening over here? Let me show you. Okay, okay. 1, okay. Yeah, this one, enter it here. Okay, let me show you the calculations. Even I don't remember it. Bitwise negation. Negation. I thought like adding negation, because I don't use them. So, but still, I would like to example. I'll take example. I don't recollect it immediately. Yeah. Okay, where it went? Where it went? I don't want this, and I got it. This is R. Okay, and this is yeah. Okay, you have to complement with 1. Okay, so 1010 plus 1. Yes, you have added it. Okay, and you have got this, and you have to implement minus in front of it. Okay, that's it. Okay, fine. That's what complement you have to add 1 and it will get converted into minus. Okay, okay. Oh, and yeah, guys, give me a second. I don't know where it went, my Jupyter thing. Yeah, it is here. Yeah. So this is what 20. Okay. Now you add 1 to it. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay. What it will become? 21. It will become 21. How it will become? Where you have to add it 1, 0, 1. When you add it 0, 1, it will become 21. Okay. But automatically for every value, okay, for every value, the negative is assigned automatically as and when you say minus. Okay. You say, oh, here it won't work because I have just tried to execute it. Okay. So negation of 20 means the complement, okay, 1 will be added. Okay. What do you say? At the end. Okay. And any number, whatever you have, negation means if you have 20, it will become minus 21. If you have 40, it will become minus 41. If you have 55, then it will become minus 56. Okay. If you want, you can validate it. Okay. Negation of 55. I'll put what it should come minus 56. Okay. If I have 100, oh God, oh God, oh God. If I have 100, okay. Negation of 100, how much it should come, guys? Negation of 100
minus 101.
minus 101. That's it. Why we got it? Huh? Why? Where it went? Shit, man. Okay. 100. Okay, let us run this here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Let me remove. Is there any possibility to remove? What did I did? Everything turned out to be like this. Okay, no problem. Okay. So the thing to be known, bitwise complement operator. Okay. Um, I mean, like, sorry, what it is going to be doing is it will be adding 1 to your value and then it is actually moving it to the value to the negative state. Okay. If you have 100, it will become 101 and at the end it will be putting the minus. Okay. But even I don't have zero clue where we are going to use maybe some kind of uh, in some what do you say some systems where completely into the binary they might be using it, but I have never used it. These things, okay, and operator and all, maybe and or XOR also I have not used. Maybe and or I might have used that too. Not now. Maybe some 5 6 years before I might have used it, but not within these times of period. If you know till here, that is enough, so that we can go ahead with some other what do you say programs, minimum programs that based on these things we'll write. Okay, is it clear or not? First, you tell me. And or XOR and bitwise this complement one. Is it
Yeah,
clear or not?
clear.
First of no, I
Clear.
want the answer from everyone.
Yes, clear,
Teja,
Raghav. Yes,
clear,
clear.
clear.
Okay,
Robin,
Raghav.
shall I go ahead? Shall I
Yes, yes,
go ahead?
please.
Okay, even if it is hampering your brain, don't worry. Okay, um, just remember there is one small thing I would like to mention over here. There is something called as special operator. Okay, that is and is not. Those are called as is not. This is one thing.
Raghav,
Okay,
what's the use case, Raghav, for this?
that's what I'll tell you. If see, as already told you, A is equal to 10. Correct, right? Huh? B is equal to 20. I have explained this earlier, but now I would like to repeat it. Okay. A is equal to B, whether what I'll get, any relationship operator, what it will give me, any equality operator, what is the result it will give me back? What will be the result? Double equal to B. What is the return what I'll get on the screen? Either it might be true or false, correct, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
false.
it showed me false because this is 10 and this is 20. Okay. I say A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20. What I got? True, because both are same content, correct, right? Okay. Now A is equal to 300. Okay. B is equal to 300. Just consider this. Okay. And run this. Okay. Will I be getting true? Correct, right?
Yep.
Both the contents are same. Okay. A is B. Okay. Now you see. False. Okay. Okay. Print off I'll put. Then there won't be any confusion. Print. Okay. Does the does A does A and B values are same? Okay. That is what you are checking here. Okay. Okay. Now here print does A and A and B are pointing to the same object or not? Okay. A is B. Okay. Now you see this. Does A and B are values are same? Yes, true. Does A and B are pointing to the same object? False. You know why? Till 255 only we are pointing to the same objects, right? 256 or something. Correct, right? Okay. After beyond that value, we are not pointing. If you put the same thing to 100, which is less than 256, okay? Then if you run it, whichever it is there false now, okay, it will become true. Am I correct or not?
Yeah.
Clarified or clarified better? Guys,
Yeah,
Robin,
it's clear.
you understood or not? Somewhere confusion? Okay, let me show you in pictorial way. Okay, and that will be helping you out in understanding. Okay. Okay. Now, A is equal to, sorry, A is equal to, A is equal to 10. B is equal to 20. Okay. Now, A where it will store? A will be referring to 10. Correct, right? Okay. I have B. B is referring to 20. Okay. Now, A is equal to B. Value I'm talking about value of A and value of B. Both are same or not? No. Correct, right? Both are different. Values inside it, this is 10 and this is 20. So this will return me false. Okay. If I have A is equal to 20, B is equal to 20. Okay. Now, A is referring to some object. Okay. 3, 5, 4, 6, 7, 2 and it stored 20. Okay. B is referring to the same object usually because it is less than 256. So it will be referring to the same object. Okay. So if you say ID of A and ID of B, you will get the same memory value. Correct, right? So that time you will get A is equal to B true and as well as A is B means A is B means both are same, both are identical. Okay, that comparison you are doing. So the same thing practically we will see it now. Now pictorially you have understood, right, Robin?
Yeah, Raghav, yep, I'm good. Yep.
Yeah. So now let us see it practically. Okay. Teja.
Yes, Raghav. I'm
Yeah.
clear.
Okay. A is equal to 10. Okay. Print ID of A. This is the okay membership operator. Okay. A is equal to this is discussion about membership operator, understanding membership operator. Print ID of B. Okay. Now. Okay. Now. Print A is equal to B. Okay. Now print A is B. A and B are identical or not. Means like their memory, their value, and everything is identical or not. That is what we are discussing here. Okay. A is means not only value, I want whether they are identical or not. Objects also same. Okay. Now when I run that, okay, what I'll get? Both are different because 10 is storing somewhere and 20 is storing somewhere. Now, okay, boss, now I will make it as 20 only. Now you see, okay, A value and B value are referring to the same objects. So that's why A is equal to B means only the value. 2020 is correct, that is true. And 2020 are storing in whatever the object, okay, both A and B are referring to the single object. Whether both are referring to the single object or not, we are checking it. These are just references, okay. References are referring to the same object or not, okay. Yes, they are referring to the same memory location, 1407163 dash 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 something 560. Same thing, it is also referring to the 560. When it happens, then it will return true. By chance, say for example, if I have hello, okay, okay, hello, okay, still for text also you can see this, okay, hello, okay, run it, you get the true. But if you have space world, for both of them world, both are same, that string is nothing different, both are identical, not even a single letter is different. Now you see what is happening, both are storing in different locations, but the text whatever we have, hello world is same. That is what A is equal to B. Content we are comparing, this content and this content, yes, both are having same content. But when I say A is B, these memory locations values are also same or not, I will check. No, they are different. So it will return me false. Okay. This is called as membership operator. Is a membership operator. Reverse of is not. That's it. You remember. Is not. Means A is not. A is not. Means like both are not the same, correct? That's what you are asking the question to the compiler, I mean like interpreter. Then it will return you, yes, they are not same. By giving you result true. Yes, they are not same. Yes. Yes means here true. You are telling both are not same, right? Yes, they are not same. Okay. Hmm? Shall I go to the next? Everyone, you tell me, guys. Shall I go to the next topic? Next topic.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, small thing. Like now, slowly we are getting into the program, like mostly used things in our this thing. S is equal to okay. Hello world. These are called as like sometime before whatever you have seen is sorry, identity operator means like ID related values you have checked is and is not. Membership operator is like whether something what you are checking is member of that particular object or not. That is what you are trying. Okay, identity operator is that. Okay, now we are checking the membership operators. What is membership operator? In and not are called as not in. Okay, in and not in are called as membership operator. Why we are going to use if see. Okay, now I want to know small h is there in the hello world or not. H in Okay, H in S. Okay, yes. In S, H is there or not? Okay, I'll run. It is not defined. Okay, sorry. It should be text I have to put. Okay, like this single letter. Okay, okay, like text I have to put. H is there in the hello world or not? You tell me first. H is there or not?
Yes. But it's in capital, right?
Yes, correct. Okay, okay. So it will return you false. Okay. Now if you say the same thing, capital H is there or not, you can get it. Okay, true, you will get it. Okay. Now if you say uh, LL something HELL, okay, you can give multiple things also, no problem. That is also returns you false. But if I give just HELL, then it will return you true because it is consecutively it is there. Now reverse of this, whether this is not there or not, you please check. Okay, for that is not is there. Reverse of it. Just the true will be returned as false. That's it. Is not in. Sorry, not in. This is not in. Okay. Now this is guys. This one is it clear or not? First, before we proceed, the membership operators. We are almost uh, finished this membership operators. Then we are going for modules. All modules, basic level modules, we'll be discussing. Till here, everything is clear or not? First, you tell me that.
Yeah, clear.
Everyone, clear? Harsha, you have some doubt.
No, Raghav, it's clear.
Then, both of you, clear? Teja, clear?
Yes,
Robin,
Raghu.
clear? Okay, I'll go ahead with the next topic then. Huh? Okay. So now we are going to see the like functions, some math related functions we are going to see now. Now we have completed the operators also. Okay, we have seen assignment operators, logical operators, then like some relationship operators. We have seen some bitwise operators. We have seen some what do you say, like membership operators and identity operators. All we have seen. Okay. Now let's finish the wind up, wipe your hand, and let's get back to the mathematical functions. Okay. So there is something called as like if I want to know the square root, okay, of any value, I need not to provide entire square root like that. I'll show you. Math dot sqrt, okay, is the function. Okay, math is the module and sqrt is the function. Function will expect some values to enter. I have given those values and try to execute it. Okay, then it returned me, okay, telling that I don't know what you are talking about it. You are saying something math. I don't know what it is, first of all. Okay, why you are asking me to do that? Okay, so it is expecting something, means like first you have to import mathematical function to use it. Okay, first you have to mathematical function to use it. Why we have to import? Because it is a module. Okay, this doesn't by default, as I said, when all the programs, default programs will get loaded into the memory, right? That time it won't get loaded. You have to explicitly load while mentioning to the program that, boss, when you are loading the default things, please import math function related things as well, in math module related functions also into your memory. That time it will load. Okay, during the program execution, if you explicitly say that import this also, because my program is going to do some mathematical operations, please import when you are launching the Python, please import my mathematical functions. That is what it says. What is the module? First of all, mathematical Math is a module. Okay, you are importing the module. What is a module? Module is a collection of various different kinds of functions that are available in that particular thing. Like square root is one thing. Identifying the pi value is one thing. And not identifying the pi value. What do you say? Um, what else you can do using math function? Any idea? Like means like regular in this thing day to day use anything you use. I remember only square root and round off or something, maybe something might be useful, but just remember mathematical module, math is a module. It doesn't load when the during the time of it starts the Python if you don't mention import math, and you have written some code, okay, but it doesn't understand. But if I take the same code, okay, and if I include it over here, okay, and if I'll try to execute it, now it gave me 4.0. Why? Now it knows that boss, you're trying. When I'm going to load any executable file, means this executable program. First, I have to load import math. First, I'll import math. Okay. In that, so many functions are there. Okay. Square root, that, this, and everything. Let me check. Okay. Let me check. The 7 libraries. Okay. Let me check where exact location we might get so that it will be more useful for you guys. Math, math. Okay, modules, tools. No, it is not there. TCL is not there. Libraries, math. No, it is not there. Okay, DLLs, it is not there. Okay. I don't remember in which folder it will be available. Okay, but I thought of showing you guys. I don't remember. I don't have any clue in which folder it will be available. Okay, but what I want to say is during your program execution, like as I said, all your 0 to those things, 256 numbers before to the 256 numbers, and all your ABCDs, all special characters, and all other programs like print, all these things, they will get loaded, right? Along with that, if you say import math, then that time math related functions will also will get loaded. Okay. Now I want to know, say for example, what we can, is there any, okay, import math as you want to name it. Like I don't want to use it as math. Yum I will be using is. Okay. Yum, just yum. Okay. So you can use as yum and you can say it as yum dot sqrt. Sqrt means square root function. Okay. Square root of 16 you are trying. Okay. What is the square root of 16? That is 4. Correct, right? And there is another one more way where you can from, okay, math import sqrt. Okay, I think, yeah, that is correct only. m.sqrt, no, sqrt of 4. I think you can use this way also. Yeah, square root of 4, but instead, not to confuse you guys. Okay, what I have done is, okay, what is the difference in between? Okay, let me remove this and copy it over here. Control X, Control V. Okay, what is the difference in between here and here? Okay, see, anytime when your program has to execute fast, what it is doing? Okay, math will be having so many functions in that particular folder. It will be loading everything into the Python memory. So the execution time might take little more than like what you are anticipating. Okay. So to avoid that, I definitely know that I'm going to use only sqrt function. Okay. So, or I might be using one more function called as py. Okay. sqrt and py, both I'll be using it. Okay, so apart from that, okay, I will put it in print. And I'll run it. Okay, so what happened here is only these two functions will get loaded. Other whichever there in the math related module, right? Everything won't get loaded, so that processing power will be, I mean, like memory power will memory uh, optimization happens. With that, you can achieve the performance. So this is the correct way to use any modules. But for us, since we are at the beginning, you first try to import and then get used to it, and then you can continue. Okay. So now import.
Raghav, these
Yeah.
modules, right? So it comes
Yeah.
default with Python, or do we need to like now import, I mean,
Yes.
download
Yes.
and
They will.
import separately?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what. First, I'll tell. Many of them comes by default. Okay. Okay. If I say something, okay, import HTTP, okay, then print something. I nothing related to this program. Hello world. Okay. And if I try to run this, okay, it came. And HTTP is a module that is already available. Then there is something called as, let me check some modules which are Python Beautify. Okay, module. Okay, module. What is the name? I just want to know. I think it won't be there. Yeah, Beautify only. Beautify. Okay. I mean, like some HTTP pages, right? You can actually make them look more beautiful using Python. Whether now let us see that will work or not. See, now it is telling, hello, you are telling something Beautify, which I don't know. Okay. For that, what you have to do? You have to install. Why? How you can install? You can go here. Okay. To this. Okay. And this is called a PyPI. PYPI. PyPI is a website. You can like so many modules are available externally, which doesn't comes along with your Python. So what you can do? You can actually say like this, Beautify, Beautify. If you click this, you will get like different kind of versions, but you just know which version you want. Not versions, different people have created, because Python is open source, right? Anyone create and they can share it with the community. They'll be shared these many number of where you can do beautify things, but officially this is the one, Python 0.4, I mean Beautify 0.1.4. Okay, some like well-known beautifying module. Okay, so you can use this. How you can run it? Just copy this particular thing, and you need not to do anything. Okay, you have to install. Okay, you have to execute the command like this. Go here. Okay, command prompt. Okay, let me show you the command prompt. Command prompt. Where it is? Where it is? Command prompt. I don't think. What you're seeing, okay, not this, not this, I think. Uh, it is executable. Yeah, this one. Yeah, okay. Um, okay, now just whatever the command I copied, I'm just entering it. Okay, you're seeing the screen, guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it is a there is some software like bringing in the external modules, whatever you have, and making it getting installed in your Python. Okay, like how we have other things like print, gint, everything is there, right? Other modules by default modules. In that particular location, we would like to put this Beautify module. Okay, so for that, the software what we are going to use is pip. Okay, you have to it comes along with the Python. Okay, just you have to make sure, like if you go to the mod, like where it is in 2.7 something I have opened sometime before. Okay, uh, Okay, where it is by any chance I will be in a position to show you guys. Bin lib libraries. Mhm. No, not this. Okay, go here, include. No, not this. I'm just trying to get the exact location of those DLLs. Okay. If you see pip anywhere is there, pip, 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 pip. I have not installed here for this thing. For 3.x I have installed. But what you have to remember is just to see the pip is installed or not. First, when you click on this command and click enter, right? Okay, pip is not installed. It will show you. Okay, what you have to do? You have to just go to that what do you say just follow the steps how to install the pip. Let me show you how to install the pip installation. Yeah, let me check pip is already installed or not. Okay, let me show you guys this thing, these steps, follow them. Okay, if it is 3.x or 4.x, I mean like or 2.7, whichever, but don't use 2.x, only use Python 3. First check if it is installed or not. If it is not installed, just you have to give this pip, okay, this particular, what do you say, just download this, okay, and you just install this pip in Windows, then that's it. It is done. Now, it is nothing like anything like you have to include, go and copy paste somewhere, nothing. Okay, it is just an executable file. Pip is an executable file, but it will understand where your Python is automatically. Okay, then what you have to do is you have to go here and just give this command. Okay, whichever the module you want to install, click enter. Okay, now this is how it behaves, like collects the information from the network somewhere in the cloud and gets that and gets installed. Okay, now, where it went, uh, let me see. Now it is successful. If you see it, okay, it says something warnings. It will give you
Raghav,
like
we
you have.
can't see your screen.
Is it so? Okay. Uh, Command line, right? Yeah. Okay. All these things will happen after you do pip install. It will get connected to your the server and it will get copies all the packages and everything. And at the end, it will say that, okay, boss, you have actually successfully installed Beautify this particular version, and it will give some warning like you have not updated your pip um, version. But that is not mandatory for you to concentrate on. If you want to upgrade, just use this command to upgrade it. Okay, pip is another software which binds with Python to help you in installing the modules. It knows where the Python is installed, all those things. So it will be helping you out in installing the modules. Okay, now it is installed. Now I'll go back to the same, what do you say, Beautify thing. Okay, let us see how my Python will behave. Here it won't come. I think something I have to do to get that particular thing here. What do you say here in this Jupyter? Okay, because let me run this. Okay, because whatever I have installed here in the local machine. Okay, not on my Anaconda. For Anaconda, I don't know the approach how to install the module. I'll let you know, guys. Okay, but that is how you have to use it. Okay, modules, at least to certain extent, you guys were able to make out, right? What it is, what? Huh? Guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me check Python 3.8. 3.8. Let me see. Okay. Now, uh,
Which OS are you using?
I'm using Windows only.
Okay.
Windows 10, I think.
Okay, yeah, so I think pip gets installed as part of that Python installation, right?
Yeah, but 3.x and all, it will come along with it only. But if it is not there by any chance, okay, you have to get it. Okay, so I have, oh, I haven't shared the screen. Sorry, guys. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. Where it is, where it is. Not this, not this, not this. Uh-huh. Okay, Python 3.8. Where it is, where it is. So many are there. So, so many are there. You're able to see my screen, right? This one, Python screen. Okay. If you see now, I am trying to do Python Beautify because I installed it. I was able to, in my local machine 3.8, it got installed, but not on Jupyter. Okay. Jupyter is altogether different package where it will have its own Python, it will have its own Jupyter notebook and Anaconda related and PyCharm, everything is on one package. Okay. So now I can do whatever I want. Okay. So just remember, don't get confused. Okay. Remember only one thing, it is required. If anything issue is coming, like module is not present, you have to go and install it. That's it. Nothing else is required for you to remember. Okay. Now let me get back to uh, this thing. Okay. Whether this one is clear or not, first you tell me that. Import. Okay. How to use, whether it is clear or not. Math function.
Yeah, clear.
No issues, right? 100%. Okay. Now, uh, let us move further. Okay, math functions we have, but let me show you any other math functions we can use. Uh, yeah, print. Say, for example, if I have 10.5456 something, okay, this number I would ceiling value I would like to get because ceiling is the value. Let me run this, what I'll get. Unexpected end of line. Okay, here. Okay. Print CEIL, ceiling value, CEIL, ceiling value, CEIL. Okay, correct or not? This one. Why CEIL of some number? CL is not defined. Okay, math function, it is there or not? Okay, let me check floor value. Let me check the floor value. Floor. No module. Oh, sorry, this one. Name floor is not defined. Yes, this is okay. This is not that. That is not it. Okay. Harshad, little sound is coming. Yeah. Okay. Then pi. Okay. Why import maths? Oh, sorry, guys. I'm extremely sorry. Okay. What I am doing here? Okay. I am telling only to import these two things. Correct, right? If I give anything other than that, it will throw me an error because it doesn't know, it has not imported. Okay. But if I remove these two things, okay, then if I run them, then I'll get some output. Where it is? FLOOR, right? Import. Oh, math import. Okay. Import math. Okay. Now you see this. There won't be any issue, I guess. Floor is not defined. Why? Floor of X. Import math. Okay. Two things, no issues. Those two values got printed. Why it is not printing? Why? Why? Let me
So,
take the
Raghav,
time.
how
Yeah,
can we check like what all functions are there in the module?
in the module, I think you should be able to get it by Control X dir of. Now, once if you have got that math, let me run that. Yeah, you can use that only.
Oh, okay.
You need not to have any other function because we know, right?
Yep.
Once if it is there in our memory, okay, we'll always point what is the I mean, like what is there in those directory, okay, like all those files, okay. So all those things we will get it. See, that is here floor, okay, and all those things are here. Why I'm not getting it? Math, okay, floor, floor of 10.555, say for example. Why floor is not defined? Okay. A is equal to 10.555 and floor of A. Let me run this. Let me check this. Okay, I'm also got confused over here. I don't want to put anyone of you in confuse. Math module, whatever we have, right? Okay. I don't know why, whether it is the same thing here or here as well. Okay. Uh, import math. Okay. I'm just checking in another terminal. Give me a second. Okay. Floor of uh, floor FLO only, right? FLO only, right? FLO of 10.555. Okay, not defined, it is coming.
Do you need to say math.floor?
See, see, that is important. That is important. See, even I get confused with all these things now. Okay, because I imported once by
Yep,
putting
you need to,
everything.
yep.
Okay, I was completely in the same mentality, in the sense like I have already declared it has to come. It has to come. That was my intention. Okay, that is correct, Ravin. Thanks for clarification. Okay, this is math dot only. Okay, because earlier what I did, okay, from okay, uh, okay, R. Import math as M. Correct, right? Correct, right? Like this also you can do it. M you can keep it. If you don't want to short name it, just remove this. Okay, and put everything whatever it is there. Math. Okay, and now just run this. You will get the floor value of 10.555 to like 10. Okay, that is called as this thing, removing the decimal value and giving whatever the this thing. Now ceiling we will see CEIL, ceiling value of 10.555. If you see, if it is 10.5 less than that, 10.5 like 10.499 something is there, then you would have got as 10. Okay, since it is more 5555, I think let me change. Like if you have 499, okay, which is 10.5 less than value, right? Let us see what it will get. You will get 11 only. Okay, you have like 10.001, okay, you will get 11 only, I guess. More than okay, more than dot decimal value, whichever it is there, it will get turned out to be round figured to the same extent. Okay, like you have power, okay, you have 10, okay, okay, math power, okay, like 10 to the power of 5, okay, 10 to the power of 5, like this you can give. POW or not, you have to give only POW, okay, POW, okay, power, Okay, factorial you want, math dot factorial of 5 or 2 I'll give, 10 I'll give. Okay, factorial, some number I'll get it. Okay, so just remember, okay, math dot function you have to give. Don't become like me. Okay, like I have written something and I'll be like thinking about that and I'll be getting confused. Okay, these are like some important math functions. Okay, mm, now let's just see raw input function and see what it is. Okay, okay. Else, what I'll do is, till now you have completed. What do you say? Mm, all basic things that are required. Now next we'll be going for input functions and command line arguments. Okay, like how you can give inputs from the keyboard. Okay, every time now what we are doing, we are giving a is equal to 20. Instead of that, you are going to give like enter the value, then you will give 10. Then you will get some different result. Okay, so that is how. So we'll be discussing about this command line values, and then we'll be getting into the flow control. Okay. Now let us finish. Okay, that what I was discussing. Command line arguments. Okay. Now what you have observed till now, whatever we have seen is what do you say, inputs. Okay, whatever we give input, right? That is of like directly value we are giving it. Okay, so there were two functions in Python to give input in Python 2.x. Don't remember in the new version 3.x. Earlier, okay, in Python 2 we were having two versions. Okay, what was that means? Like if you are giving some input, okay, you are giving it as some like this raw input underscore, like a is equal to, if you want to enter uh, raw underscore input, then you have to give enter the value of a, enter the value of a. It is like scanf in our C program. Scanf, you know, right? Okay, that particular thing in C program. Okay, but it is what do you say, uh, has got some issues like handling of the data and all. So Python 3 they have taken a different approach. Okay, what this does is this function always reads the data from the keyboard. Okay, like whatever you give here, it won't work. It shouldn't work. Okay, the raw input is not defined or something like that, so it won't work because this is. But whereas in let me show you guys 2.7, right? Okay, let me show you. Yeah, okay. This is 2.7 console. Okay, uh, a is equal to, okay, raw input, raw underscore input. Okay, enter the value. Okay, like this I will give. See, it is like waiting for me to provide some value 10. Okay, okay, let it be. In program I'll show you, it will be more use. Control X, Control C. Okay, new file. I'll put it, or already one file is there, I guess. Let me close this. No, Control A, Control V. Okay, now run this. You are able to view my screen, right, guys?
Yep.
Okay, this is in 2.7. Okay, this is 2.7. Raw input, enter the value,
Now
print,
we are seeing the gray screen
gray
on
screen,
top.
huh?
Yeah, on top of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, don't worry. Okay, now you are able to see it, right?
Yep.
Okay, now what I'm doing is, whenever you say, whenever you call, okay, print A, something like that. Okay, now you observe this. I'm running this code. Just I have used raw input, okay, and I am clicking run and then clicking OK. Okay, you are moved to one more screen. Are you able to see that?
No, no.
You are not able to see it. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I think this commands only the I mean like this Windows only the problem. Okay, let's get back to our this thing and get into it. Okay, okay. Now what I said, we had one function called as raw input. Same way we had something called as one more function to enter the values. A is equal to, okay, input. Okay, like this. Okay, so what it was giving is whatever the values. Okay, um, we give here, everything was like if you give uh, like when you try to like print when you try to execute something, okay, it will at first ask on the screen. Okay, let's show you guys. I don't want to put you guys in. A is equal to enter the value of A. Okay, now I'll just run it. Okay, sorry, input. Okay, let us see this what it is happening. Now I'll run it. If you see, it is asking for you to enter the input. Okay, I'll use 10 and click enter. Now it has taken. That's it. I didn't ask anything. Enter the value I asked. That's it. Okay. Input is used to provide the input to the this thing. Okay. Now Python earlier, if A is equal to 10, what it used to do, guys? It will be automatically typecasting. It used to happen, right? Dynamical
Yep.
typecasting, right?
Yep.
No need to give anything, right? Okay. In Python 2.7, that was not the case. If you give raw input, okay, everything it will get converted into the text only and the string only, string format only. But that is not the case. Okay. Using the input function in Python. Input function in Python 2.x. Input function, the same thing based on like value what you give. Okay, you have to typecast. Input method, what it used to do in Python 2.x, it reads the data. Okay, and whatever the data if you give, it will automatically convert it into 10. If you give this thing, what do you say? Say for example, I'll give you in simplest way. Type of A. Okay. Now I
The
want to
class,
know the type. Hello.
hi, class started.
No, 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 no. We'll start at 10. Siddhant.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Siddhant, we'll start at 10:30. I'll just let me finish this. Okay. I'll ping you, Siddhant.
okay, okay,
Huh? I'll just ping you. Okay. Sure.
okay, sir. Okay,
Sure, sure, sure. Okay. So if you see this type of A, if you say, it will give you the type of input what you have given. Okay. Now let me run that for you guys. Okay, now it is asking me something value 10 and it will return me value what is type of 10. Automatically it showed me string type, but in Python 2.7 it was not the case. Whatever it gave, automatically typecasting was happening. Okay, but there was something, okay, everything whatever the values you give in Python 2.7 to convert into text, raw input was there. So what they have done is, first we don't want to keep anything. What in 3.x is user whatever he gives from the screen, okay, consider it as text only. Don't take it anything. If user wants it to explicitly convert, let him convert during here. Okay. See, I know that now I am going to give integer value because I am the user. Okay. Int of, okay, like this. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Now let me run this. Something mistake I've done. Okay. Okay, now it will ask for me 10. Then it is int type. Is it clear or not? First you tell me that. Guys,
Yep.
everything has to be typecasted
Yep.
by automatic typecasting is not allowed in Python. Okay, if someone asks you, as I said in earlier classes as well, okay, if someone asks you that, is there any automatic typecasting happens in Python, then you should say, yes, it was there one function called as input in Python 2.x, but now the same input function in Python 3.x doesn't do any such things. It considers everything as string, and you have to explicitly convert it into integer to use it. And there is no raw input or anything, only one format, that is input. You have to just use input function. Earlier in Python 2.x, for entering the string, only the string related, anything you give input, raw input you put, everything will get converted into the string. Okay, no, I don't want like that. I want one more input function where based on the input what I give, automatically it should convert to its own data type. Okay, that is called as input function. Two input functions are there, raw input and input. This is in 2.7. Raw input automatically typecasting everything. Okay, in sorry, input, raw input, everything whatever you give, converting it into text. So Python, they have decided, okay, why we are having this much confusion here. Let's make it clear. We'll put only one input function like all other languages. Whatever you give here, say I will be converting into in Python as string only. If you want to do it, if you are giving yourself, if you know that it is a integer value, then just convert it into integer. Okay, and then you use it however you want. Okay, now is it clear, guys? Is it clear?
Yep.
Okay, now remember that thing, and I will give some b. Okay, okay, type of a, type of b, and print a plus b, example. Okay, now I'll run this. Okay, first one I'll be 10, second one I'll give 20. Okay, I got 30. Now you got the significance of input, right?
Yes.
Okay, now what happens if I give some values wrong? Okay, I'll run this. Okay, first thing I will give hello. Okay, immediately, because the Python is interpreter language, right? First line,
Yep.
it will check first. If you are giving integer place, if you are giving string, first line only, it will provide you output as, oh boss, the first line only something you have done something wrong. Okay, so you have to go and fix it. Okay, then what you have to do? You have to rerun it. Okay, and again, okay, again, when you rerun it, you give it properly. Okay, if second value, if you try to something, okay, hello or something like that, okay, that time it will give you some error. Okay, so where it went? Okay, so something it went off. Okay, why? See, this is multiple times I'm facing this issue. Yeah, I don't know why I'm facing this issue. Okay, let me copy it and paste it somewhere. Okay, run it. See, I'm not able to run it. Maybe it got disconnected or what. Okay, let it be. So guys, till here everything is clear, right? Input function, how we are going to use. There is no automatic typecasting. Okay, you have to explicitly give. Okay, and once if after giving those values, you use it however you want inside. Okay, just remember the type of variable what you have used. Okay,
Okay.
got it right? Okay.
Yep.
Yes, and say for example, yeah, one more function is there. Let me check. A is equal to eval of Okay, I don't want 10 plus 20 plus 30. Okay, let me run this. Hey, what happened to this, Appa? Something it is showing. Let me reload it, guys. Oh my God. A is equal to eval of 10 plus 20 plus 30. Guys, what I have given here as a format of what, in which format it is?
String.
String, right? Hey, I'll open some other terminal. Guys, bear with me. This is 3.8, right? Okay, let me share the screen. Some issue is there with my this thing. Okay, you are able to see this, right? Okay, let me. A is equal to something evaluate. Okay, string I am giving 10 plus 20 plus 30. Usually, what will do? What is this? This is a string type, right? Correct, right? Everything is string only. Pakka string it is. Okay. Now, what you are doing is you are just evaluating it. Now, if I see A, if I see get the value, I'll get addition. So, if you have some values to be calculated, but they are in string format, okay, just one flexibility they have given for us, that is called as eval. Okay, that is called as eval. You can use this, okay, during your any specific use cases, anything. It's like what do you say, which is used for evaluating some expressions or something. If you have any expressions, you can evaluate them. So that's it. This is something about uh, what do you say, mm, uh, eval function and input functions and all. So next class onwards, we'll be writing the command line programs and everything, where we'll be writing like we'll be going to control flows, and then I thought of like doing it this week itself, but because of what do you say, time constraints, I wouldn't be able to start the control flows and all. Next week we'll be starting the control flows, so that once we start the control flow, right? Okay, then it'll be like easy for us to smooth sail kind of thing, right? Knowing the programs and everything. Okay, that's okay, right,
Yep.
guys?
Yep.
Yeah, okay then. See you next week. Okay, with the Python classes, and let's see how it goes. Hmm? Okay then.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Take care,
Thank you, Raghav.
everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.